Today we're going to talk about nitric oxide. You may have heard of this in relationship to different products that use beets. There's different powdered products and capsules and lozenges and so forth that use different parts of beets to help you boost nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, it comes in three forms in the body. Two of them are very helpful. There's a neurological nitric oxide. There is a nitric oxide that affects the lining of your blood vessels. And then there's a destructive kind of nitric oxide. And so it turns out that there are certain properties of beets that help us get the two beneficial forms of nitric oxide. One of the most important things that nitric oxide does is help to open your blood vessels. So if you have issues with blood pressure, nitric oxide has actually been shown in clinical studies to help people reduce blood pressure. And we know that our nitric oxide levels are actually falling as we age. It is a little bit tricky to accurately test nitric oxide. There are some over-the-counter strips you can get for it. But if you're over 40, we can probably assume that you need some nitric oxide support. And as it turns out, this also affects your brain. So again, if you're having senior moments or you're worried about aging brain, then we also want to promote some more nitric oxide. Will eating beets help? Yes, absolutely it does. And probably to get enough of the really specific components of beets, you might have to eat a bushel. And so for most people, taking a supplement that has the beets in it is going to give them more bang for the buck, more power for the amount, and also not have the high glycemic index that beets do. There are differences in where the beets are grown that make a difference. And so who you're buying those products from can also make a big difference. So I saw a very interesting study that showed that beets grown in different part of the country had very different levels of these things. So does the Walmart brand equal a more sophisticated brand? Probably not. This is a big issue in supplements. I have looked at a lot of research for a brand called Human N, Humann, and their products, particularly the one called Neo 40, is a lozenge that actually has published data showing that it improves blood pressure. Another trick about these beet products is that they need the bacteria in your mouth to actually activate the nitric oxide. And so the ideal product is actually a lozenge that you would suck on once or twice a day, but preferably before you brush your teeth. So you don't want your mouth to be too clean. You want to do this maybe first thing in the morning before you brush your teeth, and that'll get your blood pumping throughout the day. There are also some specific quick exercises. I have a 4-minute exercise routine that will pump up nitric oxide in your body. So those are some of the natural ways that you can get more nitric oxide in your body. I hope you enjoyed this health tip, so please subscribe and you can get more health tips.